The king gave a great banquet, Esther's banquet, for all his nobles and officials. He proclaimed a holiday throughout the provinces and distributed gifts with royal liberality. But Esther had kept secret her family background and nationality, just as Mordecai had told her to do. For she continued to follow Mordecai's instructions, as she had done when he was bringing her up. During the time Mordecai stayed at the Gate Palace, 2 guards conspire against the king. Mordecai heard them and reported to Esther, who reported it to the king. And when the report was investigated and found to be true, the 2 officials were impaled on poles.
This came from Mordecai, Your Highness.
Take this to the king, now, and tell him it was Mordecai who uncovered it.
The message was quickly passed to the king, and when the king heard, he was furious.
Your Majesty, this came from Queen Esther.
Investigate it, if it's true.
At once, Your Majesty!
As soon as the king read the letter, he ordered an immediate investigation into the alleged plot. When the accusations were confirmed, he commanded that the conspirators be put to death without delay.
The 2 officials were impaled on poles. All this was recorded in the Book of the Annals in the presence of the king.
And it was recorded in favor of Mordecai, the Jew.
After these events, King Xerxes honored Haman, son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, elevating him and giving him a seat of honor higher than that of all the other nobles. Each day, Haman passed people bow to him, except Mordecai, the Jew.
Everyone bows before me. Why are you still standing? Because my honor belongs to God alone. I don't have your time now. I have something far more urgent to attend.
To the palace!
Day after day they spoke to him, but he refused to comply. Therefore they told Haman about it, to see whether Mordecai's behavior would be tolerated. For he had told them he was a Jew. Yet, having learned who Mordecai's people were, he scorned the idea of killing only Mordecai. Instead, Haman looked for a way to destroy all Mordecai's people, the Jews, throughout the whole kingdom of Xerxes.
Not one man.
In the 12th year of King Xerxes, in the 1st month, the month of Nisan, the pur, that is, the lot, was cast in the presence of Haman to select a day and month. And the lot fell on the 12th month, the month of Adar.
After casting the lot, Haman returned to King Xerxes and urged him to authorize the execution of the Jews, claiming they posed a serious threat to the stability of the kingdom.
Rise, you. You did not come merely to flatter me. Your Majesty, may your reign endure forever. Every province prospers beneath your wisdom, and every nation trembles at your command. Your Majesty, there are certain people under your rulership whose loyalty does not belong to you. If they remain, they threaten the unity of your kingdom.
And what do you seek?
Grant the decree, and I will ensure they disappear and end. Your kingdom will know only peace.
Haman's deception convinced King Xerxes.
The king removed his royal signet ring and placed it in Haman's hand, granting him the authority to issue decrees in the king's name. Haman wasted no time. A royal decree was written and sealed, commanding that every Jew in the empire, young and old, men, women, and children, be executed on the appointed day, while their property was to be taken as plunder. Then on the 13th day of the first month, the royal secretaries were summoned. They wrote out in the script of each province and in the language of each people all Haman's orders, written in the name of King Xerxes himself and sealed with his own ring. Dispatches were sent by couriers to all the king's provinces with the order to destroy, kill, and annihilate all the Jews, young and old, women and children, on a single day, the 13th day of the 12th month, the month of Adar, and to plunder their goods. The couriers went out, spurred on by the king's command, and the edict was issued in the citadel of Susa. The king and Haman sat down to drink. But the city of Susa was bewildered. That night, King Xerxes could not sleep. He ordered his servants to bring the royal record book and read it aloud to him. The servants read how Mordecai had uncovered a plot to assassinate the king and saved his life. The king was shocked to learn that Mordecai had never been rewarded for his loyalty.
What reward?
King Xerxes asked, "What honor or reward was given to Mordecai for this?" "Nothing has been done for him, my lord," he said.
Nothing, my king.
The king, wanting to correct the mistake immediately, the king asked, "Who is in the palace court?" At that very moment, Haman entered the outer court. He had come with one purpose: to ask the king for permission to execute Mordecai on the gallows he had built. The servants informed the king that Haman was waiting outside. "Let him come in," the king said. As soon as Haman entered, before he could speak, the king asked, "What should be done for the man the king delights to honor?" Haman's heart filled with pride. He thought to himself, "Who could the king possibly want to honor more than me?" Believing the honor was meant for him, Haman became excited. Without realizing the king was speaking about Mordecai, Haman eagerly described the highest honor he could imagine. He said to the king, "Let the man the king delights to honor be dressed in the king's royal robes. Let him ride the king's own horse, wearing a royal crown upon its head. Then let one of the king's highest nobles lead him through the city streets, proclaiming, 'This is what is done for the man the king delights to honor.'" When Haman finished speaking, the king smiled with approval. Without hesitation, the king said,
Go at once and do
"Excellent.
exactly for Mordecai.
Go at once. Take the royal robe and the king's horse, and do exactly as you have said for Mordecai the Jew, who sits at the king's gate. Do not leave out a single detail." Haman's heart sank. The very honor he had imagined for himself was now to be given to Mordecai. Yet he could not refuse the king's command.
Yes, my
That day, the man who had planned to disgrace Mordecai was forced to lead him through the streets in royal honor, proclaiming before the people, "This is what is done for the man the king delights to honor." That moment marked the beginning of Haman's downfall. The evil plan he had carefully prepared for Mordecai had now begun to turn against him. But Haman's conspiracy didn't end there, for he has made up his mind to end Mordecai. After the news has spread that the Jews should be executed, Mordecai sent news to Esther in the palace. At first, she said she needed the king's request before visiting the kings, but later she concluded to go, that if she dies, she died for a good cause. Because Mordecai has told her, perhaps the reason she is there as queen is because of this time. She told Mordecai and the Jew to fast, while she also engaged in fasting before going to visit the king. Esther went before the king, and the king favored her.
She requested a banquet with only Haman, and the king agreed, and during the banquet, he exposes the plans of Haman. There, the king was shocked. As Haman was trying to plead with the queen, holding her by the leg, the king was angry and said, "Will you still take my wife?" And immediately, the king ordered Haman to be executed. The people told the king that Haman has prepared a tree to hang Mordecai, and it was ordered that he himself should be hanged on that same tree. And from then onward, the people of Israel lived freely, after conquering their enemies in the kingdom of Susa. This Bible story teaches us that God is always working behind the scenes. Even when it seemed that evil had won, God was quietly arranging every event for the deliverance of his people. Esther became queen for a purpose. Mordecai's faithfulness was remembered at the perfect time, and Haman's evil plan was turned against him. This reminds us that even when we cannot see God at work, he is always in control, and his timing is always perfect. It also teaches us that courage and faith can change history. Esther chose courage over fear. She was willing to risk her own life to save others, declaring, "If I perish, I perish." Her faith and obedience became the turning point for an entire nation. When we trust God and stand for what is right, he can use our obedience to accomplish extraordinary things. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another inspiring Bible story. Share this video with your friends and family, and join us as we continue bringing the powerful stories of the Bible to life. May God bless you.